Hello friends, Jeff here with another pack cracking episode of Dominaria United Collector Boosters. Unfortunately for this and the subsequent two videos in this series, somehow when I recorded them, it recorded the video but not the sound, so I'm having to go back and redo all the sound for this because I'm sure nobody wants to sit there and watch a silent opening. Or maybe they do, I don't know, maybe everyone mutes me anyways. So, but regardless, going through this painful process and we will go through this together. So, as always, I got the 12 collector packs and the one box topper in this set. Box topper is not very exciting this time around. Maybe there'll be some hidden value. I think that's the only way to get the foil versions of those of these particular cards. I could be wrong about that, but here we got the Carekeep Overlord, so at least we got a rare. More often than not, we seem to get uncommons there. But getting into the first pack. Overall, this set's been really fun to open. I know it's not seeing a lot of positive market value at the moment. I mean, the cards that were projected to be expensive are still holding their value relative to the rest of the set. But for the most part, the sealed product prices, at least in the draft and the collectors, have really plummeted quite a bit, or staying quite low. Love the textured foil variants that they did in this. They just look really, really nice. I hope that they continue to do that going forward. Got the Valdean Mindsinger, Robaran Mercenaries, which seems like this one might be kind of a fun card in Commander. Got the Queen, old Torwaki, who makes an appearance in just about everyone. We got a Hobby Caleria for Archer Tribal, kind of a neat take there. Our first mythic of the box, Zulkanar the Tainted, and a beautiful Caves of Koilos borderless Painland. So big fan of the artwork on the Painlands. I love collecting lands in general. So obviously these ones in particular probably not super high value. They were originally printed in Ice Age, which also makes me happy because that was one of the first sets. That set was out when I started Magic. So first release I remember from back then was Homelands, which came right after, which was technically part of the Ice Age block back then. So so I'm sure I had these lands. I don't know whatever happened to all my Magic cards from that era. Unfortunately, I found two that were in a big box of baseball cards, but I can't find any of the other ones that I actually had. So love the lands. The stained glass lands, especially in foil, are just beautiful. Got Braids Arisen Nightmare for the textured. She looks gorgeous. Really fun card. Looking forward to seeing her in play. Danitha Benalia's Hope in the pack foil. Typical white aura equipment creature there. Two-headed Hellkite. I think this one's going to be fun. Definitely eventually want to make a Wooburg Dragon deck. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. And we got our Legends Retold, or whatever they're calling them, in the etched and non-etched variants there. And for our pack, extended art foil, Guardian of New Benelia, which is also one of the Magic 30 event playmats. So, which I think will look pretty cool. I mean, it's a beautiful card. Definitely not unhappy about the artwork on it. For play, I don't know. I haven't really looked that closely at it, but I don't. As of right now, there's no deck I am like dying to put it in. All right, getting through our next pack here. Got a beautiful Swamp in the textured stained glass, or sorry, not textured, the stained glass foil. Now we get to our textured, our Sadistic Pilgrim. I think it's probably for an uncommon gonna be a pretty good card. I will say the legendary creature uncommons in this set I think are a cut above what we saw in Baldur's Gate, which also had quite a few. So I think there's a lot more Commander playable cards and actual Commander, like cards that will be played as Commander coming out of this set. between the Legends Retold and just the set legendaries as well. So got our usual slew of those, which does also feel like Baldur's Gate, unfortunately. Sten, Paranoid Partisan is our stained glass card, and then we got Sphinx of the Clear Skies in the in the extended art foil, and that is a mythic, so our second mythic of the box. Beautiful artwork. Curious to see if that gets a lot of play or not. I think that'll really come down to how much players embrace the domain mechanic. It's fun and limited. I don't know, and specifically in Commander, how great that's going to be at the 100 card singleton. Hey, look at that! We got our first Lost Legends card. It is a Cat Warriors card. This is a common, no monetary value, but still pretty awesome. I do remember this card being in circulation. I was not playing when Legends was released, but back then in the mid-90s, they like all the cards pretty much outside. I don't ever remember seeing like any of the Moxes, any of the Power 9 essentially in the wild. We all knew of them and talked about them, but even at that point, I don't remember anybody actually, especially not with my middle school friends playing with them. But all the other sets, Legends, the Dark, all the white bordered sets, they were all definitely out and about there. So when I go back and look at those cards, they definitely bring up some memories. All right, and then moving through the rest of the uncommons there into our stained glass. Yeah, look at that, we got another mythic, Rith Liberated Primeval. Beautiful looking card there. I think this one has the potential to see some play, and I put it in the wrong slot, which is typical of me. All right, got that corrected. Then we got another mythic, Shivan Devastator, which I think will definitely see play. There's no real downside to having that card in your deck unless you just don't want creatures, because you can put that for essentially 2 costs or 2 mana. You can 2 mana on up. The sky's the limit with that card. This is another really strong one, the Voldaean Hexcatcher. I think that one is definitely going to see play, especially for anything that's using Merfolk. Continue through our Legends Retold there. Got our stained glass, Mr. Urborg, and then another Voldaean Hexcatcher in the extended art foil treatment, which again, great card. The Lords in general, I think, are gonna, at least I would say probably 3 of the 5 are definitely gonna see play. Not super sure about the white and the black, but the green, the red, and the blue, I think, will go well into their different tribal, because elves, goblins, and I guess Merfolk's kind of a question mark, but that's a really good card, so I think that will definitely be seeing play there. And we got the Primeval Warden as our textured foil, the Raven Man, the pack foil, which is really cool. I think he's gonna sneakily work his way into the format there for Commander. Probably not as a Commander, but definitely in the 99, because I mean, for a 2-drop and a lot of upside, especially in a color that likes to discard or have people discard, I think you definitely have the potential to get a bunch of Ravens out there. Urtai the Resurrected is our stained glass, and we got a borderless Carplusian Forest, another Painland, really cool. And then Radha's Firebrand. It's our extended art foil, which ironically is a higher rarity level than Radha themselves. So we are now about to get to pack number 6. So we'll be, after this pack, we'll be halfway through the box, making some good progress here. Overall, I think the box is doing okay. I mean, it's nothing, we haven't had any like major crazy hits, but our mythics have been pretty solid. And then we've gotten a lot of good value out of the rare slot, which is nice. That always makes life easier. All right, got our island in the stained glass foil, textured foil. We got Aaron Benelia's Ruin. Again, that treatment is gorgeous. There's our black tribal, Shadowrite Priest, pumping up the clerics. At Gerard's Hourglass Pendant. This one seems very situational, but with the 99 singleton deck, I feel like you probably could tech that in there, especially if your local meta really likes extra turns, that'll shut them down. Got another mythic, Jedit Aegean Mercenary. Chivalry, beautiful card for yet another borderless pain land. We got Braids, Arisen Nightmare, and the borderless, or I'm sorry, in the stained glass showcase foil treatment there. Again, gorgeous card. I don't know if she's going to be super high power, but I think she will probably wind up in decks in the 99 for a lot of Commander players. Alright, getting into the second half of the box here. Pack number 7. Very unlikely we will see another Lost Legends card in this box. Got Tatiova, Steward of Tides. I think that's going to be a really strong card. Definitely one of the best uncommons to come out of that slot there. Chaotic Transformation, which I think is kind of a fun card. A little high cost, so I don't know if we'll see it quite as much as Chaos Wand, but still has a potential for even more shenanigans there. Dragged at the bottom is really cool artwork. Again, this is, it's really gonna, like some of these cards, I think if Domain is accepted and utilized, they're really strong. But if players aren't building around them, especially in Commander, you probably won't see those that often. Orca Siege Demon, because if you're in 5 colors, you probably have better things to put in there than something that's focusing on Domain, unless it's like a one-off of those cards that's like really strong for whatever you're trying to do with the deck. And the Raven Man as the showcase foil. Alright, getting into the next pack here. Again, haven't hit any real super home runs. No Lilianas, no Shieldreds. But we're getting some decent mythics, and our rares have been pretty solid. We got the Raven Man again in the textured foil. In beautiful treatment, really love it. Got our Mana Dork in the pack foil. There's Rada's Firebrand again. There's Rada in the uncommon rarity slot there. Got the General in the etched foil. Ivy Gleeful Spell Thief. This is probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite, of the stained glass treatments, especially in the textured foil. She just looks gorgeous. Like the colors, the blues and the greens and stuff, just really pop. It's beautiful. There's another mythic, and then we got the Beast Collar. Those are borderless foil. I'm sorry, our extended art foil. Keep saying that. Alright, once again, moving through the commons and uncommons, nothing of note. There's a swamp. We got Shieldred's Faithful as our textured foil. Again, really pretty card. There's our white Lord, the Valiant Veteran in the pack foil variant. Jensen Carthline, Druid Exile. So there's another mythic. I think that one has some potential. Curious to see how far that goes for play in Commander. Getting through some of these Legends Retold, and Mr. Urborg for the showcase foil there. Alright, down to the last 3 packs. I definitely have been able to speed up the process a little bit the more of these we do. It's getting a little bit easier to kind of get through the flow of it. I don't divide my cards up by each individual type like some people were originally, just because there's so many different variants. It's easy to get confused, especially when you're looking through a camera while you're doing this. Alright, so we got the Sky Knight as our textured foil. Getting really pretty artwork. Soul of Windgrace is another mythic in the pack foil variant. I think he has some potential as well. He looks like a pretty cool card. It's fun to see him on the most recent Command Zone. Guardian of Nubenalia in the extended art. Urg, Spawn of Turg. Fun card to say. Got our Legends Retold there, Mr. Rasputin. And there's Jaya, Fiery Negotiator in the borderless foil, or borderless, not foil, just borderless treatment there. So pretty exciting to pull her. She's one of the ones that I need still for my borderless cube. Definitely doing very well on the pain lands, because they did not skimp on putting those in the borderless treatment. But she's one of the ones that I need there, which is pretty exciting. And of course, put her in the wrong slot, which hopefully I will correct at some point here. King Darien in the textured foil, temporary lockdown. For the pack foil, got the Llanowar Green Widow, have to have your obligatory reach green spider. That and the Hydra need to be in every set apparently, in some form or fashion. There's Ivy, Gleeful Spell Thief again, beautiful card. Sulphur Springs, again, beautiful borderless treatment there, really like that. And Baru Wormspeaker, it's our extended art foil. Alright, getting down to the final pack of the box. Again, we've definitely got some pretty solid number of mythics. None of the really super heavy hitters. I think the rares were doing better. Obviously, value too hard to tell still at the filming of this video. We're still not that far off release. The sealed product has tumbled quite a bit, especially on the collectors. It's really dropped fairly dramatically. The individual card prices have, for the most part, they've definitely come down a little bit, but the cards that were expected to be expensive have stayed expensive. The cards that were not expected to be expensive, for the most part, have not really risen in price. So I think we're seeing a fairly consistent trajectory post-release to what the expectations were. So, all right, so going through these, let's take a look at all the mythics again. And then again, we put Jai in the wrong spot there, so which I should correct here momentarily. Or not. There we go. All right. I know some of my viewers really do not like it when I misplace the mythics, but it's easy to get caught up in the moment as you're opening these packs, especially when you're opening 12 versus 4 with the collector packs here versus the Double Masters. Here's our beautiful common legend card, so really neat to be holding a piece of Magic's history there and a piece of my childhood, because I'm pretty confident I owned at least one of these at one point back in the day before we sleeved cards and had any real concept of just how strong Magic was going to be carrying on so many years later. But yep, overall in great condition. I think this and then the was it the Bandit Stronghold? I forget. My red banding land, red legendary banding land. They both had little nicks in the corners, but I mean, you know, with how old these cards are, and now having been handled several times from their initial packaging to repackaging in these, you know, it is what it is. So as always, if you liked what you saw, please give me a like. If you want to see more, throw us a subscription. Got lots more content coming, and by all means, give us some comments. Love to hear what you have to say. Thanks again, and I really appreciate it, and hope you all have a great rest of your day.